Hello and welcome. I'm the unemployed friend. Alright, here we are tucked away in a little parking lot off the road there. And we're going to get on with today's hike. Here we are, Lewis Channel and Dog's Head Trail leading out to Shoshone Lake. Should be awesome. 4.6 miles to Shoshone Lake. That is very long. It's actually longer than I thought. But let's see if we can do it. That'll be like 9 miles total if we do the whole thing. The beginning of this trail is just like this long cutout in the garden. I feel like I'm walking through the sorcerer's garden. Right in the middle of the Dog's Head Trail. I'm kind of like in the middle of this sand bed that like clearly used to be a river, I think. Pretty interesting. This is a relatively flat, easy trail so far. Looks like it might change up a little bit here. Hopefully it becomes a little more interesting. All right, I'm about halfway done with the trail, halfway to Shoshone Lake, I should say. So we still have quite a ways back. This is a much longer hike than I anticipated. It's gonna be like 9 miles total, which is quite a lot for me. It's all really flat and easy though. Even this trail is very, very, very tame. It's very clean. Even some parts of it are paved. We'll get to Shoshone Lake. I'm just doing a lot of thinking. I'm in my head right now. That's kind of what I do on hikes and bike rides and that kind of thing. It's just a lot of deep thought, thinking about my life, thinking about how I can achieve my destiny. Beautiful day. Hike's nice. I do think I have a blister already. Very classic looking Yellowstone in here. I think we're getting pretty close to Shoshone Lake. It's been nice so far, not too hard. A bunch of wildlife. To my right there's a deer, and right here we have a grouse, which is like a weird turkey, chicken, quail thing. They're very beautiful though, honestly. Alright, I made it to some sort of fork. Kind of just taking in the beauty. There's this lovely light breeze. It's like perfect hiking weather. It's not hot, it's not cold. The lighting is amazing. I mean, fall golden hour lighting is so amazing. I mean, we're not quite there yet, but I can see the lake. And I'm trying to figure out how to get over to it. Right by this wonderful view, we have a 2-party campsite that is a backcountry campsite. Backcountry camping is insane because it's like, I just went and set up all my camping gear. I can't imagine doing the hike I just did with all of my camping gear and then still setting it up. It's a lot of work. Obviously, backcountry campers use a lot more lightweight stuff. See if we can get to the shore this way. Wow. I am here at Shoshone Lake. This is beautiful. I am like totally alone all the way around here. I don't see another person in sight. Spoke too soon. There's some people fishing, but oh well. Today has been a really good and interesting day. It's been nice setting up my campsite. I'm getting away from my workplace and my dorm, and I get to come out here, have some alone time. I've just been in my head the whole hike pretty much. just thinking about, I don't know, what I'm gonna do for the future and what I'm gonna do mainly about money and income, how I'm gonna survive on this planet, make a living, but not only make a living, but perhaps make a killing. And honestly, that's all I've been thinking about. All I think about is YouTube. Honestly, I want to do YouTube full-time very badly. I want to own my own business. I don't want to work for other people. I do want to be wealthy, but I also want to do all of that in a very moral way and enrich other people's lives in doing so and in making the money. I like to entertain. I like to educate and explain. I like to talk. I like to edit. I like to make videos. I like to do all this stuff, man. I really do. I like being outdoors. I'm trying to find a way I can combine those two lifestyles where I make money online, remotely perhaps, but also be relatively remote and far enough away from society to really be able to shut off fairly often, spend some time outdoors, and have enough free time to do so. I want a wife and kids. I want, strong relationships that just about any human being wants, I'm guessing. When I'm out here exploring the world and seeing all of the beauty around me and everything that's out there, and just think about, I guess kind of the sheltered lives that a lot of humans are living, either out of fear or simply just because that's what they have to do. I don't know. I feel like the world is really at my fingertips and there's so much more out there. I know one thing is for sure, I was not born to sit in an office and clock a 9 to 5. I know that. Working for other people is pretty rough. Even when you're self-employed, you work for other people, you work for clients, you do all that. After all, the way we make money on this planet is serving others. But working for a business just isn't making much sense. I'd rather risk it all, doing something crazy and fun and risky with my life, than to just kind of take what you get. And there are really a lot of people that sort of just take what they get. They're just dealt their cards and they don't even bother trying to form a hand. They just lay them on the table and that's it. That's their lot in life, and that's the plan. I want to do too many things. That's my problem. If anything, I need to focus and cut back some things. But I don't know. No more living small. No more living small. I want to play big hands. I want to do big things. I want to be successful. I want to do crazy stuff. I want to experience some interesting stuff. I'm not talking about doing crazy things just for the sake of doing crazy things, but there's a quest out there. I think I saw signs about this, but there is a cabin back here with little canoes, kayaks. So that's interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Probably less than a mile now. It's like 4:30-ish. Sun's going down. I'm pretty tired. I have a blister on both feet. That was a lot of walking. It's gonna end up being a 9-mile hike, man. That's pretty good. I kept a good pace. I didn't really stop too many times, and I've been walking really fast. There's also not too much to stop and look at. It's a little less glorious in that aspect than I thought, but I think it was perfect. I done did a lot of thinking. And we return safely at about 5 o'clock. The vibe is very nice. It's very quiet in this end of the park. And it's the end of the season, and there's a lot less people in the park in general. So it's been really nice. There's not a lot of people. Some vegetables, which I will boil. And that's pretty much it. A Coca-Cola for my drink, for the pleasure, and no dessert. I have some trail mix that I'm probably going to snack on that has some caramel. I borrowed some butter from my workplace because it is a kitchen. Okay, I'm going to talk about my camping kitchen setup. It's fairly straightforward. So first of all, of course, we have the propane stove. That's a key ingredient. Number two, I have a pot Very simple. It's very thin. It's pretty cheap. But that is pretty much just for boiling water or whatever else you need. But that's probably the most important dish, just because boiling water might be an emergency thing. You know, it does come with a lid. My carabiner cup. I recently bought this bowl, which I think I forgot about. I have many rags. Very important. Those are good to just have in general while camping, and can serve as other things, of course. So we have a plate and a bowl. The plate is ceramic, which might have been a mistake. More rags. So between this pot and pan, I will be able to usually cook an entree and a side, boil water, whatever. Between those two pots, I don't personally see why you would need anything else unless you wanted like cast iron. I have a little Tupperware just in case we need to store some uneaten food, and within there I have contained my salt and pepper, which have in fact exploded all over. Bummer. Unless you want to bring a chef's knife or a kitchen knife, but other than that I have a spatula and tongs. That's pretty much it. And then I have a set of silverware. Well, now I have a spoon. It is all neochrome because I'm tacky. But there you go. A pot, pan, stove, salt, pepper, butter, a container, some stuff to eat off of, and then just spatula tongs. I really can't see much of a use for much else. I mean, if there's specific things that you want, but I think that's like a really basic, good cooking set that's probably going to be just about all that I ever use, hopefully. Tonight, got a New York strip. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get both these going. I'm gonna go ahead and just make sure the vegetables get boiling first. I'm gonna wait for that water to boil before I even start this one. I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap my butter. Funny story about the butter. I actually left work with this and I put it in my pocket, and I forgot about it. So later when I was in the library, I discovered that I had a melting chunk of butter in my pocket. Classy stuff. Make sure you get butter all over your hands to make sure you're nice and flavored for the bear when he eats you. Don't want to be rude to our bear, do we? Looking like it's coming to a boil a little faster than I thought even, but I'm gonna go ahead and open this up, pour it all in. Nice little veg medley. Go ahead and get this guy rolling. I'll kind of judge by the butter and how quickly it melts to see how hot it actually is. These dials are, you know, you just kind of spin it, watch the flame, see how much heat it's actually producing. This grate that sits on top of this keeps turning like bright blue, and it keeps glowing like red hot when I use it. I think that indicates that this metal is not good enough and this thing is too cheap. Alright, lots of salt, pepper, and butter. Salt and pepper, I think, is the basic and the best way to season pretty much any type of food. If you're camping and you're going out, you know, why not throw a little bit of seasoning on there, but just keep it simple, salt, pepper. I even thought about just doing a salt pepper mix and just having one container with both. I'm trying to find like travel containers. I thought my grandmother used to carry these in her purse and have salt and pepper with her like at all times. This exact brand. Whether you're doing any kind of meat, even veggies, you can just throw a little salt on, at least while you're cooking them. Salt essentially acts to help bring out the flavor in food while it's cooking. At least that's how it was explained to me. Walmart sells like the fattest New York strips only. They're like all a pound plus, but this is a pound of steak going on, baby. Yeah, baby. That's damn near perfect, man. Alright, this is actually way too hot. burning my butter. It's like, that should be as little as it can possibly go. But sometimes I do undercooked steaks on this. My favorite thing about this is this little hole lets the steam out, and it prevents it from like boiling over quite a bit. It just lets some steam boil off. All of this, by the way, was bought for very cheap at Walmart and or Army Surplus. Alright, well, got a really nice sear. On that one side. If I can avoid using the spatula entirely, I will. Less to clean up the batter. How complicated. Damn. It's got a really blackened crust on the outside. And it's almost raw on the inside. Annoying. Smashed in. Fire ready to go. I brought a bunch of paper, some trash, and some twigs that I've been whittling that I have to clean up anyway. We're gonna burn it.